Yeah, so a little warm up going up now. So I work at a desk all day. And with that being said, there's certain parts of your back when you're hunched over a desk for a long amount of time, they get very inactive, particularly like your lower traps, your rhomboids, and your scapulas. So like the Y raises I'm doing here, and I'm gonna do some scapula push-ups and some scapula pull-ups. And what that does is it kind of activates that whole part of my back that gets very turned off during the workday. And your back plays a big part in stabilization when you're pressing. So by getting my back warmed up, I'm gonna be able to engage my chest a lot better. I joined a gym for the first time like at 25 or something like that, just to try to like get healthier, lose some weight. I got in, I started lifting weights, man. I found I really enjoyed it. And so that's kind of was like my first like kind of getting into it. And then just going online, trying to find information on like diet, nutrition and stuff like that. Started coming across like bodybuilders giving information and stuff. And then I started coming across like the old videos, kind of like what's playing in here right now. Like I remember watching like my first like Jay Cutler video, and I was like, that's what I want to look like. That's what I want to do. And so now I wear the Jay Cutler headband in the gym. And also it goes to like the exercise I do too, right? Because it's such like a long process. Building muscle, it takes a long time. So if you don't enjoy what you're doing day to day, it's gonna be really hard. You know, these movements I do, the free weights, especially like I see the Vaco dumbbells in here, I'm like, oh, I gotta do something with that. It's what I enjoy. And so that's what's gonna get you far. You gotta enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, it's just gonna be a chore. I used to never warm up, but over time, once I started gaining a little bit more muscle and working that job, like I said, I felt myself kind of getting more and more tight over the years. And so now I warm up. I used to just be able to jump right into it, but now the looser I am, the better I can connect with the muscle. In September, got about 8 weeks from Saturday for that show. And then after that, probably going to an off season, but we'll see how it goes. So getting really excited for it though. Things are going good. I'm really looking forward to it.
Is it classic or bodybuilding?
Bodybuilding.
Cool. What's that you doing?
One more with this one. This will probably hit a drop set here. Also on this, you're gonna see on the last rep, this is something I've been doing more lately. On the last rep, I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna try to hold it here for as long as I can. No, actually, I'm not really that much strong on much movements, and I think that comes from like, I feel like a lot of guys in bodybuilding, they come from like a sports background or something, and I never really did. I did like the skateboarding thing in high school, so I never really had like that sports background. So I think, you know, I'm almost like kind of starting from like a very like base level of strength, you know. Finding bodybuilding, my life would look a lot different right now. That's for sure. Bodybuilding definitely gave me, so much discipline. It gave me so much drive that I was able to apply in other parts of my life. So, bodybuilding's the greatest. My biggest advice would be like, kind of like what I was saying earlier about, you gotta find what you like. you're gonna find there's certain movements, or maybe it's someone who you enjoy watching, and you enjoy watching them, you're like, hey, I wanna train like that person. And over time, maybe you'll find that their type of training isn't the best for you, for your body type. So then you can kind of tweak that. But when you're first getting into it, or if you're having a hard time being consistent, find what you like and stick with that for a while. Because if you enjoy what you're doing, if you can't wait to get to the gym every day, that's going to be your biggest key to success and growth. Because it's a consistent thing. It's a daily thing. You can't miss days, and so you gotta learn how to enjoy it. That's my biggest thing. I have a couple ways I like to go about it. Every once in a while, I like to start with the pre-exhaust. So sometimes I'll start with a fly and then go into my pressing. Today, being in a new gym, and also I got influenced by the Bonko dumbbells. And I wanted to start with dumbbell presses. But today, so the approach today would be more so do your compound movements first. We're trying to focus on building that strength, and then get more into like some stretching, squeezy type of exercises. So I think from here, since I feel pretty gassed after these two presses, I'm gonna go do a fly over here, get some more, because pressing, you're not really getting too much of your inner pec with the pressing. So I wanna hit that inner chest a little more. I really like these flies because the pads on your elbow, and when I'm doing a fly, I'm thinking about bringing my two elbows together, right? When I'm on something like this, it works fine, but you kind of got to think about this, and my elbows right, or my elbows stacked with my forearms. There's just a little more to think about. And sometimes you got to kind of, the first couple reps, you're kind of playing with it to really get that good contraction. Here, since the pads are on your elbows, when you get in here, and all you got to think about is just squeezing these two elbows together. And man, the contraction is just crazy every single time. So big fan of these. Rest, pause, wait 10 seconds, and go again.
How many times?
Just one to failure, 10 seconds to failure, and then done. Moving on to some dips here. I'm gonna start though with something very old school. You don't really see anybody doing these nowadays. It's a pec minor dip. The pec minor is a small muscle that sits underneath the pec major, and it kind of works kind of like the brachialis in the arm, right? When you have a pumped brachialis, it makes your arm look wider because it pumps in between the bicep and the tricep. The pec minor kind of does the same thing. When it's pumped underneath the chest, it makes your chest look bigger and fuller. I always think about Arnold when you see the side chest of Arnold, and it's just, he's got this monster chest. I think the pec minor dips might have something to do with that. And the motion for this, think of like a reverse shrug. You'll be in the dip position, but then you're shrugging down. And that's the purpose of that pec minor muscle. It forces your scapulas down. So How you doing?
Yeah, where'd you pick that one up?
So I got that actually from a John Meadows video. John Meadows was one of the first people I came across when I was getting into bodybuilding, trying to learn how to train and stuff. And I got that from him, actually. Yeah. And man, try them. Because when you do these, and as soon as you get done, like you'll feel that it's a chest pump, but you'll feel it's different. Like you can feel that it's pumped underneath your pec major. You're gonna hold yourself up like you're gonna do dips. So you're in that dip position, holding yourself up like that. And then almost just think about just relaxing your traps down so you get into like this position here, and then you're pressing them down. And even when you're doing this with no weight in your hands, I mean, you can feel that chest contracting. So then it's just a matter of applying that right here, flexing the chest.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Then you get to the top and flex your chest real hard. Down, flex, down, flex. I thought it'd be a good one. I do these consistently, but I thought it'd be a good one to throw in the video too, because I never see anyone doing these ever. So, and also I'd recommend, if you're gonna try these, try them a little bit earlier on in the session, because they don't look like much, but they are hard. So if you try them at the very end of your chest session, you might not be able to do very many. So now I'm gonna go into 3 sets of just normal standard dips. You're gonna notice my form on these are a little bit different. This is actually, they call them Vince Gironda dips. It's based after the old bodybuilder Vince Gironda. And I like this position a little bit better. Nice off the flip around here for it. But, so you'll see a lot of people, they'll do their dips like this. They'll kick their feet behind and do them like that. I'll do them like this. I can put my feet a little bit in front of me. And when I do that, it kicks my hips back. And it puts me in the perfect position to hit my chest. Because when I kick my feet forward, hips go back, and it puts my weight forward over my chest. So I'm hitting all chest, very little shoulder. Eight, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. And then also, when I do the peg minor dips before, I kind of get that little, because I was saying it kind of like pumps up the underneath of the chest. So it's kind of just like that extra little pump, kind of extra activation for then when I go into the dips. And also I think of the dips as almost like more of like a lengthening and stretching exercise. So the peg minor dips kind of pump up the chest. And then I go into the dip and I get that real deep stretch and rep like that. And you'll even notice at the end of the set, I even stay there in that stretch position for a little bit longer, just to get even more time and retention in that lengthened stretch position. I need to use the UNC line again. I recently learned about the term UNC, right?
Okay.
And I think online it's used a lot in like a negative connotation, but I find myself relating to these UNC thoughts or these UNC theories a lot. And so I'm just embracing it, you know? I'm in my 30s now too. You know I'm reaching UNC level, so I'm just embracing it, you know what? And I feel like it is now my duty as a gym UNC to bestow my UNC knowledge onto all these young bucks in the gym, okay? Yeah. We're getting real old school on y'all. Dumbbell raise, laying on the incline bench. Takes away all the momentum. I feel it all in my side delts. I get no trap and all side delt when I do it like this. I like to lay on the bench, like here. And then think about that pouring the jug out method, all the unks I talk about, pour the jug, apply that here as well. So you guys are hearing this new term now, UNC, right? Well, what is UNC? Well, UNC, you need to look up to the UNC, right? The UNC is the person in the gym that's putting away their weights, they're wiping down the machines. They might be doing some old school free weight movements that you might think don't work as well, but don't disrespect the unk, right? Because he knows. And those are things that will never go out of style. Treating people with respect, working hard, cleaning up after yourself, being nice and kind to everybody, no matter how many weeks out you are. Embrace the unk in yourself. Brad Petty here, AKA Bradley Jacked, AKA your gym unk. We are here at Metroflex Plano. I had a great time making this video. I hope you guys learned something. Hope you can pick something up from it. And remember, embrace your inner unk, don't hide it, let it out.